Good afternoon. Welcome to the buzz. My name is Rose Blossom. We talk about politics and, of course, the state and affairs of the country. I have my two amazing regular guests from West Day on the show already. But just so you know, you can live subscribe our YouTube channel and, of course, share. We have a lot of videos, training issues. And, of course, if you missed this program, you can also go there to actually watch the programs on our YouTube channel. Galaxy TV, Galaxy TV News, and Galaxy TV Entertainment. Also, we have Galaxy TV Comedy for those who want to crack their ribs and forget your problems or whatever that's bothering you. You can actually do that. Welcome to the show. Okay, I'll introduce my guest. From my left is Mr. Nuruddin Adegbero. He's a senior journalist, is a lecturer and a public analyst. Welcome to the show, sir.
Blossom. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The one that rain is only falling on people in Ikeja alone.
And some other persons are not experiencing it.
Because when I got to Ikeja, that is where I know that it's really
it was raining heavily since morning.
But well, maybe Ikeja is the heart of Lagos. Is the center of everything. Governor's house. Governor's office is not far away here. The secretariat is not far away.
The airport.
The airport, yeah.
So automatically, well, maybe God just want to give much of the blessings to those people.
I
just hope the Lagos State government will freeze Allen Junction, because if it rains, that place does not fit that particular place. When governor is going to his office and he saw how will I put a stream
of water
at the junction of Allen, no, it's not too good. I hope the Lagos State government will try to do the drainages at Allen Avenue. Is not good for that place.
It's not doing the right job. It's not enough. Okay, we also have Segun Sopitan. He's a business and financial consultant, as the chairman of Bold Art Network. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Blossom. Always a pleasure to be here.
Always.
One thought on my mind as I've, for the last couple of days. Where is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? It bothers me, yes, but where? Why is he in Nigeria when other presidents all over the world are in New York? Why is Shetima there and not? Where is he?
He just come back from travel.
I want somebody to tell me where my president
is a spokesperson.
I want somebody to tell me where my president is.
Why is that doing that?
I want somebody to tell me where my president is, please.
And you have the legitimate right.
And I have the legitimate right.
Yes, of course.
I pay my taxes.
Even if you don't pay, you are a citizen.
No.
Yes, now.
Yes, citizen.
That one right has nothing to do with whether you pay tax or not.
Okay. All right.
In the eyes of the law, whether you pay tax or not, so far you are a citizen. That's your fundamental human right. Nobody can take it.
Take it away from you. Okay, but still at the same time, I'm just supporting to, don't invade your tax, pay your tax. That's
it's good to pay tax, especially when you have something doing. Thank God that you cannot tax somebody that is not having to.
Where will the person get the money from, anyways? Okay, let's talk about the first one. Is the federal government is set to implement the new minimum wage. The federal government is set to implement the new wage effective. They said from July 29, but it was approved and revision of the salary structure for lecturers, doctors, military and other civil servants. And the development comes after the FG, which is federal government, and the labor union on Friday signed a memorandum of understanding on the 70,000 new minimum wage. To cut the long story short, the head of information and public relation, Eno Olotu, said that the committee on salaries for civil servants has agreed that the new minimum wage will be implemented. And of course, the committee also recommended that the wage award, which the federal government discontinued, should be paid until until 28 July 2024. The committee, led by the head of civil service of the Federation, D.D. Wilson Jack, noted that the government considered the economic situation in the country before making its decision. She also disclosed that all members consider the MOU and have all signed copies, concluding the exercise by handing over copies to representatives on both sides. She described the assignment as the shortest and most peaceful negotiation thus far, adding that the signed copy of the MOU would now be forwarded to the federal government for further action. So there's a movement.
One thing there is this. Let us put this one straight. the 70,000 naira minimum wage, as at when it was negotiated. A lot of things has happened after that, from that July till date. And that one has swallowed that 70,000 naira. So when people are supposed to be jumping for the government, they are not jumping for the government again. That one is one. Then two, let us put it at the back of the mind of every Nigerian, especially housewives, concubines, brothers, sisters, family members. For the fact that they now say 70,000 minimum wage, don't ever think that 70,000 is going to climb the salary of your brother in civil service. It's better they should know. Those Yalata, Yele, all those markets, don't be, they've added money to their money. I can bet you. And Mr. Shogiton can add to it. There are some people, the increment that will enter their own salary may not be more than 20,000, 10,000, 15,000. With all these 70,000 that you are talking about.
And why should that be, and why is that?
Because don't ever think that every level will now be taking plus 70,000, plus 70,000. No, that is not how they do it though. Those ones here, it may be the level 1 and 4 will benefit. You see, from 5, maybe that person is collecting 80,000 before, it may be 10,000 that will be added to it. They have a way of scaling it all like that. So all those landlords, you know, say because they've added 30,000, because of that you will increase the rent. Please don't do that. Oh, that is not the issue now. Then another thing again is this: fine, for the fact that they are backdating it is good. At least one way or the other is going to be an addition. But one thing there is this: the worker, the labor union should do beyond these issue of what they should be looking for. What are they going to do on the issue of accommodation for the workers? Leave the private individuals that are working with private organizations. They will sort themselves out. What of the public? Because what is the essence of collecting 200,000 naira and you are living in Egbeda? Like one of my sister, she's working in Ikeja, living in Egbeda, every day one way or the other 3,000 naira times 22 days. That one does not mean the day it rains, like today now, it's time to double the money. So by the time you look at it, they should be looking for accommodation for them. How are we going to have estates? Basically, the way all those Jacondays did it at that particular time. So how are we going to have accommodation for them? We are, instead of paying rent, they will be paying mortgage, and they can continue paying and be owning it at the same time when they finish. Then how are they going to have good healthcare facility, healthcare policies for the workers? Not the one they will say it does not cover mini surgery, only typhoid and malaria. The one that even if you are working, if your wife is pregnant and you are a civil servant, you know that one is not your business, it's going to be taken care of. We want a situation, not that they have, the only chance they have that if you are working for government is that you can take loan from anywhere. That is the only thing they have. That, and if you see a very good private organization, I'm not talking about the organization that the employer cannot stand for employee to get loan. You get down. The only thing they have is that is why you see all of the civil servants, they are serious debtors. He has this one 70,000. So by the time the salary enter like this, the budget is 5,000 naira that will remain. So what is important is that a kind of way that will give support to the government workers, so that even if they are collecting much money or little money, so far they are not paying for rent, they are not paying for health facilities, they are not paying for transportation. They should make sure that every ministry has its own boss that take their staffs home and come back. With that, whatever they are collecting, they won't pay for transport, feeding, they will know how to rationalize themselves. Then their children are going to public school. They should even make a law. If you are working in every state and your children is going to state university or state polytechnic or state college of education, there should be a ration that will be held because you are a civil servant. So all these things is what our labor unions should be looking at. It's not about salary 70,000. Can you take 70,000 naira to Ile market and say you want to buy something reasonable when the bag of rice is already knocking on 100,000 naira? And that is the thing. They should look beyond that. They should look beyond that.
Yeah, in fact, I just needed to chip this in. The subsidized bag of rice that they said they will start distributing. Even till now, even the civil servants are even complaining that they don't even have a particular place where they could go and purchase that rice.
I told you from the beginning. You know, there is one thing. Do you know a kind of drink they normally sell? That is called zobo. Yeah. On the street, anything you say, zobo. So it does not mean drink.
So yes, just saying zobo right now.
So when you say zobo,
so it's zobo.
You don't go.
Okay, Mr. Shegun, what's your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure there's much to add to what Mr. Degmiro said. The reality is, when you have minimum wage. So first of all, I think I should say I'm surprised that this has happened so quickly. Excuse me, it's unusual. Typically, when you have a minimum wage adjustment, when you have a minimum wage increment like this, between the committee, the technical committee that will implement, that minimum wage, would include people from the head of service, from the NLC and other related offices in the Ministry of Labor and Productivity, and all of that. And they go on and on, trying to figure out how to spread the salary increment. So what has happened is that there's been a salary increment, and it will happen across board. But like he said, people that are on minimum wage now, 30,000, will get an additional 40,000. If you are on minimum wage, that's the principle. Even them may not get an additional 40,000 because there are steps.
Yeah, that follows us.
There are steps.
What is that step? That's what I was trying to ask you. That step, is it supposed to be there?
No. So if you in the grade the grade structure of employees in any organization. So you have grade level 7 or grade level 1. Then you have steps 1, 2, 3. Based on number of years in service, your educational qualification, your performance appraisals, and all of those things, before you then move to the next grade level. Then on the next grade level, you move steps before you move to the next level. So all of those steps will enjoy different increments of this minimum wage. So, and it's a very strenuous, very long, drawn-out negotiation before you now move from the lower grade levels and you start getting to the big boys. Grade level 10 to 11, 12, 13. Now, the higher you go, the lower the increments will be. The logic being that you're already earning something well above minimum wage. So we don't need to increase your own salary that much. So, and because the people that are doing the negotiation are usually the big boys, they're the ones, so the negotiation can get very, very strenuous, because they fight for their own interest as well. So I'm surprised that this has happened this quickly, and I guess one should commend, the people that were party to this negotiation for making it happen so quickly. So we see how soon that this can take effect and how it will impact things generally. Unfortunately, between the time, just like you said, between the time when this was agreed and today, fuel prices have gone up, exchange rate has gone up. Cost of living has gotten worse. Shockingly, I'm surprised. So on the one hand, inflation report is saying inflation rate is declining.
Yeah, declined.
But I went to the market yesterday, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I go to the market now.
Of course.
I go to the market. I go to the supermarket to shop by myself. Before, you just give money. Now we go together. We go together. So I went to the market yesterday, and I found that prices are still moving.
They are still moving up.
Prices are still moving. So on the one hand, we're saying inflation is coming down, and all of that, but cost of living is not coming down. So we'll have to wait to see how this happens. Meanwhile, don't forget that there is an inflationary tendency that is inbuilt into minimum wage increase in itself, because like you said, Iyaloja is going to hear that, they've now done that in Abi, they're giving them the money. They will increase prices arbitrarily, on natural price increase. So let them implement this quickly. Let the initial surge in prices that will follow it happen, and then let things normalize, and then we'll see where we are. But it's a good thing that at least, as small as it is, this token has been thrown at the workers.
Let me add one thing to it.
Okay.
The private organizations, we know things are very difficult. Some of you to even get raw materials is so difficult. We know you are paying higher for electricity. You are paying higher for importation of the raw materials. But yet, you can still do something for the private individuals working in your various organizations. It may not be in terms of money, but try to, no matter the case may be. And this one is not only to manufacturing organization, even media. It is high time that no matter the case, because I must confess, I look at how journalists live these days. They see us working, at the end of the day, nothing to show for it. Private organizations should try much as possible, do little something, no matter how small it is, to the workers, so that at least we are not expecting 70,000 minimum wage, but at least something on top to really add on. At least it can really do something here and there, because private organizations, the employees, oh my God, they don't have that right. They don't have that because there is no job. The one they want to really maintain. But the employer that has private organizations should do something also. They should not forget that their employees are also going to the same market that government employees are doing. They should know that the qualifications those ones in public establishment have is what the same these workers, and if they are doing diligently, automatically they should be able to, no matter the case. Things will be very difficult, but at least add something.
A little bit something.
Is very, very important.
Very important. Thank you very much for that one, for speaking up for the private for the private personals. Okay, well said. Anyways, it's a good deal that actually we're waiting for the federal government to actually implement this, so that we can see if there's going to be a way forward, or like you said, there's a surge already in between this new minimum wage, which is hidden, but hopefully we don't see it come to light. Anyways, let's talk about Ogun commercial drivers that protested multiple levies. I don't know if it's happening in Lagos. I was trying to find out, but I was not really getting the information I wanted. Some commercial drivers operating in the Mowe, Bafo, Arepo areas of the state stormed the express to protest multiple levies imposed on them by transport union workers, commonly known as Agberos. According to reports, the drivers that were subjected to arbitrary fees which have caused them significant hardship. The drivers, mainly minibuses operator, lamented that the transport union fare, a cumulative sum of 4,000 naira per day, was increased to 6,000 naira per day. They stressed that the rise in fuel prices and the cost of vehicle parts had compounded the challenges that they faced. You know, till date, I still do not understand why we have these people on the road and why they are collecting these levies, and why, you know, let me take for example the Lagos that I know of. You know, you would see them have to collect Agege tickets, have to collect Ikeja tickets, I mean, like, why? But why can't one ticket suffice for all these areas? Why you know, they can't give me the explanation I want. But I was like, okay, you're going to come today. I know you as a senior journalist, you already have answers to give to us. So why do you think that is? Why are these levies keep increasing, and who actually gets this money?
You want the truth?
Yeah.
Nothing but the truth.
But the truth.
Okay. Government is the reason why they're on the road. Either in Lagos or Ogun, is the government. It's because of government that government allowed them to be on the road. Because if government did not allow them, look, ordinarily, every job has association. And under the constitution, it is not compulsory that you must be a member of association, any association. From the beginning of my lecturing career, I was never a member of ASU. For like 4 years. I was never a member of ASU. And I'm a lecturer. Because there is freedom of association. But because government is using them as a tool. And that's the reason why they allow them on their state roads. Even on federal roads. The one of Ogun State, they will complain. The Lagos, they can't complain. You know what? They make all those drivers to be handicapped. They are paying more than the one of Ogun State now. And mind you, people normally focus on NURTW. There is real TNO. Those ones are commercial drivers owners. There is different names. They have different association. You know, you're supposed to be a member of association to pay. The way we pay our own NUJ due. That's the way they also pay. But their own, they pay daily. That one is one. And they're supposed to be member of the association. But this one, if you put anything on the road, you are automatic member. And it's going to be by force because government is backing them to collect it by force. That one is one. Then two, who are they paying to? Ordinarily, by law, local government supposed to be getting a ticket. They're supposed to be getting tickets for all those riders, tricyclists. They're supposed to be paying. You know, even in different parts within the local government, statutorily, because according to the constitution, this is what. But there are some certain toll that state governments, not only in Lagos, not only in Ogun, that have hijacked it. Registry has nothing to do with federal government. That's why the issue of Ikoyi registry, it is not on the portfolio of Ministry of Interior to have that. It's local government. That one is one. Two, land use charge is because it's not tested in the court of law. Tenement rate is the one that is licensed by the federal government to be collected by this constitution, to be collected by the local government. They've hijacked it. So, and in fact, they see themselves, when you have TWs and all this, they see themselves as an arm of government. That's why they say government said they banned them. Government did not have any right to ban any association because they did not even register with the state in the first instance. But because they are tools, because they are is their state, they are the one allowing them on their roads. If the state said today they don't want to see anyone, because NURTW did not have road of his own, Richland did not have any road of his own. It's the road that belongs to the state government and federal government. But if they said they don't want you on the road, and that is the thing. And funniest thing there is that they don't have any, they don't even have sympathy for those drivers. They will buy fuel, don't even talk about parts. That one is that even if you see the original self. So that one is one. Then another thing again is this: that money is going to three pockets. One is going to the pocket of the leaders of the unions, from the unit down to the branch, hop like that till it gets to the state, and they send some to the national. But majorly rested with the chairman of the state. That's why I say anybody that is the chairman of NURTW in every state, they are always millionaires. Where are they seeing the money? It's from all these and in Nigeria, till we are going to die. What it means is that some people are going to be feeding on other people to live. And that's the thing. And it's because the government is allowing that. They are instrument of the politicians. And that's why it's going to be very difficult. Very difficult. That's why you see they want to appoint chairman. Have you ever seen them doing election?
You just hear it.
Whoever that the governor of that state wants is the one that will emerge.
Oh.
And that is the thing.
So that
the extension of government now.
So there is no way these levies can be reduced.
Reduced. Those ones that are supposed to protest, if they protest now, before you know it, they can even say they are disrupting the state. And that is the thing. If you know that as is from Beggar down to Obafemi, there shouldn't be a long distance that people are going to be paying much for. But the thing here is that they are going to pay more because they have to pay admirals. Those guys in uniform also will check them on the way and still collect all those uniform, whatever. They know where they collect their own pocket. So all of them all together, and you want the driver. At times you want to wonder that how did they normally get? That's why they will not get the hanger on the passengers.
The passengers, yeah.
How did you want them to get money? Is it not through the passengers? They will pay police. They will pay the one that is starting from V. The one that is starting from F also. They will collect their own. The one with B, they can collect as much as possible because they will be in different places. By the time they calculate, they will pay the one of Agbero. The one they are going to pay for loading is different from the one they will pay immediately they get to garage like this as registration every day.
Wow.
And that is what they are going to pay, and they will pay it in 7 p.m, 10 p.m. They are still paying it. When you load, you pay it. Maybe 1 passenger or 2 passengers, you must fulfill it to them.
You know what? Let me add to this so that I'll ask Segun. Now the thing is, I've noticed that even in Ikeja here, when you're coming in the morning, like I said, they'll get the Ikeja Gege tickets, different tickets, all wrapped together. You know, put it in the front. Then in the evening, when we're going on, probably even late, they tend to purchase another. I don't know if it's a ticket something, or you just have to pay a fine because you are picking up passengers again. So sometimes I will ask the drivers, I'm like, I thought you have paid the money. They're like, don't worry, leave that one. That's how they do. If you don't give them, they will tell you it's their passengers. I say, so somebody owns me without me knowing I'm being owned. It's a question that nobody can give an answer to. But I just want to hear your own side of
Look, this whole thing is terrible. It's unfortunate. It's abnormal. It's a terrible abnormality that we have normalized, we have accepted, and it's just the way it is. Unfortunately, it's not going to go away. Yeah, because those guys they are a double-edged sword for the political class. These guys are the ticket to their next election. These agberos, you know, and their likes, you know. So it's not rocket science. Look, I remember Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. I think that's the name of the chairman of the presidential committee on fiscal and tax reform, policy reform. You know, I remember him saying at some point when he was talking about all the creative and initiatives that they are going to embark on to try and unify
the
taxes and remove multiple taxation, and he was saying we would even if it means using agbero, you know, and there was uproar all over the place that why should you as a high-ranking, high-level official of government even recognize that institution at all, you know. And that is the problem for me, that we allow it. Look, tax is a good thing. We were talking about it earlier in the show, just like jokingly. But the truth is that I am a firm believer in taxation. I believe in it firmly because I found that there is no society anywhere in the world that works and functions properly where they don't pay taxes. They tax you thoroughly, you know, because it is those taxes that will fund public service and public infrastructure development. The problem here is that this tax is informal and majority of it do not get to government. I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe Mr. Dimiro can help. I don't know what the percentage, but it's a very, very small portion of this money that eventually makes it up to government. This money ends up at the union level, and then those top union guys settle their bosses in the political class. And that's the end of it. Government coffers itself really doesn't benefit a lot from this. So what I would have expected to see happen is from somebody like Mr. Udele is to enact a law that will outlaw all of these guys and unify all of them under one umbrella as agents of the Federal Inland Revenue Service or the equivalent at the state level. Give them technology that they will use to tax these bus drivers once, either once a month or once a day or once a week, whatever, but it's accounted for and the money goes into government. But they won't do it. This is what they should do. If you are talking about removing multiple taxation, this is the solution. It's very simple. Technology is all over the place. You can use POS, you can even use phones, you can use SMS, USSD code, whatever you want to do, that the driver will just use, send the code, he will send the money. The guy that is sending the money to is holding his own phone. He sees the money arrive, he says, "Oh, my law," you know, and all of that. That's what we need to see. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because they need their bureaus during the next election. So for me, this problem is unfortunate, is abnormal. It creates inconvenience for the drivers. It creates inconvenience for the passengers because your ticket, your bus fares, all these things are embedded in it. The money you are still going to pay to the police, like you said, and the road safety and the VIO and all of them, you know. There is even one in Alausana, CBD, something. Those ones who are collecting their own. You know, it's just crazy. You know, so apart from all of that, you still then have to have all of these agbero issues, and at the end of the day, all of these things are just stifling development. You are increasing the cost of doing business, cost of living, you know, disrupting the smooth flow, because sometimes you see them on the road just disturbing everybody, you know, and all of that. So I think that this problem can be dealt with if we want, whether it's by the governors or by the federal government or whoever, but will they do it? Because they know that they need these guys as foot soldiers during the elections. All the rigging that they need to do, these are the people that go and carry it out.
Okay.
You see the one from Beggar to Mowe Aziz. If you look at that road from beggar down to Mowe itself. If you know the number of places these guys normally pay.
That is why they are lamenting.
So, and anything that has to do with Ogun State now, because in Ogun State, I told one driver, and he was unhappy. I said, you can be sad, and that's a fact. I said, in Ogun State, yeah, everybody is Oga, from governor down to the last person. Nobody follow any rules. In Lagos, no matter what you think Lagos are turned to, there are some certain institutions, no matter how whatever you are, they will see straight your head. They will drive against traffic, nothing. How will somebody hold Abeokuta expressway to toll gate? Somebody who enter from U-turn, take one way from there to toll gate, and nothing will happen. You can't do it in Lagos. No matter who you are, even if last man cannot catch you, if tax force catches you just one day, you will
which road are you talking about?
Going to Sango.
Okay.
Someone wandered from U-turn after Abule down to toll gate, and it's going to take one way.
Is U-turn to toll gate? Is it not still Lagos?
What to say? It's still Lagos. Okay. But one thing there is this. Because of that particular road.
Yeah, the road is bad.
Yes. I know. One thing there is this. You know, at times, when you don't do what is good, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to now say, why are they taking one way? But one thing there is that it's still a one way. And there is no signboard that signifies, okay, you people can take this way. Well, who creates that? The government. That's why I said, the Agbero, they are part of us. They are still going to be with us for a very longer time. And at the same time, we should be managing, because the politician will not make them to. In fact, they are extension of the politicians. It's not peculiar to Lagos State. It's not peculiar to Ogun State or your state. That is how it is. The only difference is that in some states there are sanities. In some states there are sanities. But this one, that every bus stop, that one started from Lagos. Every bus stop,
yes, every bus stop
you must pay. Every bus stop you must pay.
Especially when you take passengers.
And that is the thing. If this thing continue, I stand to be corrected. The driver will just cross like, maybe you want me to pay. If I have some passengers, then give them their money. Maybe people used to give them, and the passengers are forgotten that if he pays,
it will increase your own.
It will increase your own too, and that is the thing.
If you want to know how bad this problem is and how much is going to stay with us, just remember MC Oluomo. It's at the federal level now.
Oh wow, that was a hit actually. That was a hit. Yeah, that's true, MC Oluomo. Yes. Anyways, let's move on. I saw a trending video before we talk about the last topic, because I know we can't take any more topics, but let's look at a trending video before we talk about something else. This one is about Ebonyi State Deputy Governor Patricia Obila, who was captured on video sharing 1,000 naira to the needy. I don't even know why they are putting the needy there, but sharing 1,000 naira to the people in her state. We'll be right back. Let's watch that video. Back now, that is Ebonyi State Deputy Governor Patricia Obila captured on video distributing or sharing 1,000 naira. I'm not going to include the needy. She was just giving out 1,000 naira. And like you said, behind the camera, if I was the one doing that, I would say I'm doing something humanitarian. If you are the one, it's from my sweat.
But when you are a deputy governor and people are in abject poverty, and the only thing that you can think of to really alleviate this poverty is to be sharing 1,000 naira. You see, in Nigeria, majority of our political people in political class, we always overrate them as if they are better than us that are not politicians, as if they have something special, either head wisely, brain wisely, that more than us. But when they exhibit some certain action, you wonder that what is going on. If she's sharing food, you know it's still going to make a little sense. But you are sharing one, and these are the people that will tell you that taking 20,000 naira from ATM machine is going to increase inflation in the country, and is now sharing food. And what is the plan of Ebonyi state government to alleviate poverty. We saw a lot of their citizens, even in Lagos here, selling recharge card, selling them inside the traffic. What is the plan to alleviate poverty? And this one is not only peculiar to this woman. Majority of our governors, they leave, as when we talk about poverty, they leave it to the federal government. What are they doing? It shows if this is where sharing money, automatically there is empty jacket somewhere of not thinking of how to really do something. I expect to be sharing food. This food will have been well planned. And what is your business sharing it when there are other ministries that saddle with that responsibility? So if it's sharing the way it's sharing it, and he's still feeling happy that she's doing something worthwhile, madam, what you've just done on international television, they will think that is the way we all are in Nigeria. No, if it is ordinary person sharing this out of the little one that I have and I'm giving to people like that, there is nothing wrong. But you are a deputy governor sharing 1,000 naira. It's not about the amount that I'm talking about. Do you think that one will alleviate poverty? Did you think it's going to make the life of those people? At this time that even 1,000 naira, when you give it to a kid to go to school, he will look at you twice 1,000 naira, especially if that child is going to take transport to and fro. And that is the thing. This is not what we want. The deputy governor should sit down with our governor, sit down and look at how the life of people can be improved. What are the food that we can do, foodstuffs, the civil servants, what can we do for them? The ordinary citizen, what can we do for them? You know, there is a thing. Look at all those cyclists.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah, that was even about
giving them a tax free. The one you call them don't pay anything for so amounts.
I don't know if you noticed in that video that while she was being captured, she wanted, some persons were coming towards her, and that would have covered, you know, the image of her trying to do
you want people to see, as
you want people to see yourself. I think anyways.
Well, I mean, it was a photo op. I mean, that video didn't just happen.
Yes, she wants to be seen.
It was arranged.
Yes.
You know, so she got up maybe it was her own idea or somebody
gave her the idea.
With all due respect to whoever it is, some moron, some senseless human being came up and said this is something that we can do. And then they got up and planned it.
And she was said that just like that.
Yes. And they would carry big cameramen and all that and went out, you know, to do that nonsense. That show of shame. I think it's bare saying that these people need to understand that Nigerians are not beggars. Nigerians are not beggars. We're just, you know, normal human beings that just happen to have been fortunate or unfortunate to have been born in this country. We're not beggars. We're just regular people. And, you know, to see a state functionary as high as she is, deputy governor, going out to share 1,000 naira to people, including people that are gainfully employed. In fact, those guys, I was just wondering, you are collecting this money. You can't say, madam, thank you. 1,000 naira Okada rider. Okada rider makes a fairly decent amount of money per day now. Even though I know the 1,000 naira will go a long way, one way or the other, especially given how bad things are. But I think it's just sad, you know. This is a peep into the mind of the average Nigerian politician as to how they see Nigerians. They see us as dogs sitting under the table waiting for crumbs to fall to them while they live large. Who is the owner of that SUV that she drove in? Who is the owner? Did she buy it with her money? She's living large. She's eating sumptuous feasts
free
on a daily basis on taxpayers' money, on the money that is being collected directly or indirectly from those people that she's giving her 1,000 to. You know, it's terrible. I think that this type of thing, we need to shame it as much as possible and get these guys to understand that this is not what the people need. What the people need is development and progress.
Yes.
Nigeria, and you know the funny thing, Nigerians don't ask for. Nigerians are the easiest people to please. I always say it, the president that will come into this country and fix electricity will be a hero for life. If you just come into this country and ensure that one way or the other, you get people are getting 20. We're not even talking of 24/7. between 18 to 20 hours of electricity across all states and all social strata. That person will be a hero for life. That's it. They will sing his praises, they will put his name in gold, you know, they will say, oh, this is, look at the way people are still talking about Obasanjo just because of GSM.
Yes.
The ordinary GSM. That it's ordinary. The GSM, before it came to Nigeria, it was something that had been in operations in many countries for 20 years. And it came to Nigeria, and all of a sudden we're still talking about it as the major achievement of Obasanjo. You know, Nigerians are easy to please. We don't need people like this to come out and
also this is just to tell Nigerians, because of our time, this is just to tell Nigerians that, you know, there are some persons that were actually there and they were receiving this money, so was even working towards her to collect this money. I think we also need to have, let me put it this way, we need to have some shame and some respect for ourselves. You know, I don't know what situation
when people are being weaponized.
Weaponization of poverty. Weaponization of poverty.
That's why you see people on my program on radio, we are giving 5,000 naira for people that cannot even feed. Somebody will call, what is your job? I'm a driver, I'm driving somebody. What did you need 5,000 naira for? We say somebody that did not have money to feed. And that's to tell you people that some people, they are kleptomania. As we have them among political class, we have them below too. You are something you are above to. Somebody riding Okada and you say them to come and sharing 1,000. I say, madam, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much, because you are insulting the system.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm saying. I think, see, well, like you said,
that woman should come to Lagos and come and share 1,000 naira.
Well, the thing is, like you said, is how do you put it? Weaponizing.
Now they make sure that people are poor, so that whatever they, and that one thing they are thinking is this: they don't want their children to go to school. They don't want them to be somebody in the future, so that their own children, grandchildren can also be governor. And that is why every parent, no matter how poor you are, make sure your children go to school, so that even if your life is no better, the life of your children is better. You should know that you are waiting, you are still going to enjoy. No matter the case may be, make sure your children are well educated, no matter how poor you are. Even if you have to go and beg for them to go to school, make sure they go to school. Public schools are there. If you cannot afford, make sure they go to school and be talking to their senses every time. You know where you are coming from. Please do very well. And I know I've never seen the children of the rich being a governor in Nigeria. I stand to be corrected. It's the children of the poor. Although when they now become rich, they forgot their background.
Yeah, they forget their humble beginnings. Anyway, we can't take any more topic. I even thought we were going to talk about something else, but this is just to say to Nigerians, like you said, Adebiro said, and of course, Shegun Shobuton said, is that Nigerians should be able to stand for themselves. Even though you are poor and you don't have the money, make sure you send your children to school. And for those, when you see your politicians, yes, I understand what they are trying to do to the people, to the masses. When you see them distributing this kind of money, please try and stand up and say, no, this is what we want. Just try and speak up for yourself. Don't just collect the 1,000, the 2,000, the 5,000, because by the end of that day, the money is gone. Try to say something. Let them go back into their cars ashamed and go home and rethink and know that every Nigerian right now, their eyes are open. At this point, I want to say thank you to Nuruddin Adigbenro for coming. Amazing one. Thank you so much, Shegun Shobuton, for coming. Thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you for everyone making this program a success. I love you all. Until tomorrow, we'll talk about relationship and lifestyle. Do enjoy your day and have a fabulous time. Bye for now.